OMG. Before I get started, I have to absolutely say this. Mr. Ivy, that was phenomenal. To all of our friends on Facebook, you need to be here on the Zoom call, or you need to come at least 20 minutes early. Our educator spends his hard time and energy creating beautiful songs, beautiful music, and now phenomenal videos. So welcome everybody to our Saturday morning ILCA overview and special public crypto talk. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for today. Now, there is something I always like to say, and that is we totally understand there are so many different things you could be doing with your time. My goodness, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. So the fact that you guys are here, waiting to hear what we have to say, just understand that that makes us so very happy. So again, thank each and every one of you for being here. What you are about to find out is that this is absolutely the place to be. Why? Because we have a phenomenal book club. We have a 5-figure club. We have a gold membership. We have a partner membership. We are doing diamond classes and so much more. I am so very proud and happy to be a part of this movement. Yes, the movement of the Ivy League Coaching Academy. Here, we are not just teaching people about how to create wealth. We are actually showing them what to do with it. We are teaching people how to start your own business. What is legacy? What do you do to generate generational wealth? How can you become a success in your life? We have the answers for you. So again, it makes me so proud and happy to not only be a big part of this company, but to also be a big part of our community. I have watched the people in this community go from, let's say, digital finance curious to digital finance confident. They are starting their own businesses. They are out there helping other people, and you can do that as well. That's why we are here. So like all these beautiful people that are on the Zoom call with us, hello everyone. Thank you guys so very much for being here. It is always good to see you. Those of you on YouTube, you should be here also on the Zoom side. If you are looking to be on the Zoom side with us, all you have to do is go to B as in boy, cryptochallenge.com. Again, that's bbcryptochallenge.com. That way you can be here on this side with us. Now, I am super excited to hear what our educator has to say. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, everybody who is on the Zoom call, you should know the routine. Please type your name and where you are from in the chat box. That way I get a chance to tell everybody who is on the Zoom call with us. And if you have the opportunity, please turn on your cameras. One of the best parts about us being on a Zoom call like this is that we get a chance to see all your faces and see all those beautiful smiles. So first up, of course, is my good friend, Miss Catherine Clement. Hi, baby. How are you? Thank you so very much for being here. Miss Catherine Clement has been an absolute godsend to our community. A lot of you don't know how hard she works behind the scenes. Miss Catherine is not only one of the heads of our ILCA book club, but she is also running a program for us. She is on our round table. She's doing other things. This woman is the best. Catherine, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, baby. We truly appreciate you, okay? Thank you. I see we also have Miss Melanie Davis is in the house. Hey, Miss Melanie, how are you? She is representing Chicago, Illinois. It is so very good to see you, Queen. Of course, Mr. Michael Luco. Excuse me, sir. You are looking dapper today. I like that hat you got on. Mr. Michael Luco, hello. Whether he's traveling or at home, he always shows up. Thank you so much for being a part of our community, sir. It is always good to see you. Yes, sir. I see the Honorable Mr. Kevin is here. Hello, Kevin. How are you, sweetheart? I see you in the A. I see you in the E-Estate group. You're doing some big things, sir. I got my eye on you. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. Yes, sir. I see we have Mr. Clairvaux Alberts in the house. Hello, Clairvaux. How are you? He is representing Connecticut. Miss Janelle is here from Colorado. I see Carla Arrigo. Hi, baby. How are you? Carla Arrigo is here representing St. Louis. I see Nathan is here. Hi, Nathan. How are you, baby? Nathan is representing Las Vegas, Nevada. Of course, Miss Judy is here. She is representing Toronto, Canada. Hello. It's always good to see you, Queen. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, there you are. Hi, Clairvaux. Ooh, I like that background. That's nice. Thank you so much for being here, baby. It's always good to see you. I see we also have Mr. CJ Jackson in the house. Boom, 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 boom. Mr. CJ, well, there you are. Uh-oh. Hey, we are 20 today. I love it. Mr. CJ Jackson is also a part of the book club. He is on the round table and he has some things that he is putting together. You guys keep an eye on him. Mr. CJ Jackson, thank you for everything that you're doing for our community. You are appreciated. Yes, sir. I see we also have Patty Geis is in the house. Patty, did you hear your song this morning? It was awesome. You are an awesome woman. Miss Patty Geis is here representing San Diego, California, and she is doing big things. She's certified, and we truly appreciate her. Miss Patty, thank you so much for being here and being a part of our community. Miss Victoria is here. I see Matt Ramos is in the house. Hello, birthday twin. Our birthday's coming up real soon. Woo woo. It's always good to see you, Matt. I see we have Miss Rita B is in the house. She's representing San Diego, California. She is actually the first female certified student, so we like to give her her flowers. And Mr. Nathan, yes, Nathan, I haven't forgot about you, baby. Nathan is actually our first certified student. As soon as we put it out there, Nathan was on it, got it done. So congratulations to Nathan and Rita. They are absolutely leading the way. I see we also have the beautiful Nathan, your song played this morning too. I like Nathan's music. It's really good. I see we also have April's in the house. Hi, April. How are you, sweetheart? It's good to see you. Mr. Kenny Taylor is here. Mr. Kenny Taylor is also on our round table. You guys keep an eye on him. He is constantly putting news and information in our ILCA News Telegram group. So we truly appreciate everything you do, sir. I see Mr. Christopher Hall is here. Hi, Chris. How are you? Stan T is in the house. Hi, baby. How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Now, I don't see Samantha, but I also want to give her her flowers. Miss Samantha Studebaker Carl is killing the game right now. She is not only a part of our roundtable, she is leading the book club. She has things in the background that she's doing for the five-figure club. Yes, and Miss Judy, hello, is also certified. I'm going to go check in the back office, Miss Judy, and confirm that so we can get you some music made. But Miss Samantha Carl is doing a lot for our community. So even though she's not here, we still want to give her her flowers for everything that she has done and everything she's in the process of doing. Okay, and so hello to all of my friends on Facebook. Hi, babies. How are you? Thank you guys so very much for being here. Okay, let's go ahead and get this party started again. Thank each and every one of you for joining us on our Saturday morning ILCA overview and public crypto talk. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for today. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 26 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 9 years, he dedicated his life to learning about digital finance, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out and share his information with the masses. And this was done by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right, all right. Thank you for that introduction, Miss Casa. And if you guys have not been paying attention over the past week, Miss Casa has done something big. Take a look at this. From homeless to unstoppable. I'm going to be doing a big marketing campaign around this very soon. So you guys know. In fact, I might be going live today or tomorrow to show that off. You have no idea how proud I am to see where she got started to where she is today. So thank you for all of the hard work that you're putting in, Miss Casa, and elevating in life, unstoppable. You're now starting to see what I saw 6 years ago, what I told you. All right, everybody else, welcome, welcome. Did you like that video? I'm now starting to expand, and I got down the music. The music is I kind of got a good handle on that. I'm still progressing with the music, but now I'm going to move into the videos as well, so I can put the music to the videos, and I'm experimenting. So what you guys saw is just experimentation. It by far is not what my finished products are gonna look like. I'm just testing it around and seeing and getting ideas. But you guys got a glimpse of that. I will play at the end. I'll play another one, the one I played yesterday. also. So I've got two videos right now, and I started it out instead of highlighting me or Bitcoin Brandon. I wanted to highlight the women. And so I made the first videos really to highlight the women and your ladies' journeys in this. There's two videos. It's called Empress Flow and She Rises Global. So I hope you guys and I did it purposely that way. There's women are the mother of the earth, and I did it specifically. The details is for a reason. So let's jump on into our presentation today. And I'm doing something different than what I planned to do today because I got a phone call yesterday from somebody that's a friend of mine that I hadn't spoken to in more than 10 years since I got into crypto. And they had been part of my organizations and following me since I don't know, 2010, 2011, when I came back to the direct selling space and started my journey and walked off my job in 2012 and asked, how did you, I mean, when I knew you knew nothing about crypto. How did you go from the direct sell space to now you got your own company and you're teaching the crypto space? You used to teach mindset and companies used to fly me out and pay me $5,000 for a weekend just to teach personal development to their employees and networks. He said, "How did you go from that to this?" And I said, "Well, one thing is I love to teach. That has never changed. I'm only if I decided to, 2 semesters away from a master's degree in teaching education. So before I came back to the direct selling space, I was looking at my career path, where I wanted to go back in 2008 and 9. I went back to school to get my master's degree. And it didn't work out that I didn't finish it and I couldn't because those of you who know who to go through teaching, my last semester I had to do what's called in class teaching for 6 weeks like I am a teacher and it's unpaid for 6 weeks all day. Well, if I'm the breadwinner of the family, I had a job at the time. There's no way I could spend 6 weeks. And at one point, it was 2 months on the second half to do that. I wasn't in a financial position, and I said I'll come back to do it, and I actually never did. But I love to teach. So what I'm doing now is no different from what I've done before. It's just what the topic is that I'm teaching, the industry, the field of focus. And so just to share the story, guys, partly telling him this. In 2015, going into 16, I was getting burnt out from the direct sales space. I was getting tired of I saw it way ahead of time. The network marketing space had changed and was different, and social media made it accessible to everybody, which was on one hand, very good. But on the other hand, all of these companies were popping up at the same time, and people were jumping ship to other companies. It was no longer networking and trying to expose it to brand new people. It was trying to steal organization from other companies and which ones are the best. And every 3 to 6 months, you are rebuilding again, and then you are fighting to keep your residual income. And I had an incident happen where I reached the top position of the company, but because of politics, they didn't want to recognize me. And that was the final straw. My grandpa always taught me no matter what you do, you make sure you are the hardest worker that you do it, said you will get the benefits and rewards of that hard work. And so it is unacceptable in my eyes that I do put in the work and not get recognized for it. So I got fed up with that and said, I need to do something different. I was going into my 40s at this time. And I said, if you know that old definition of insanity, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, that's insane. That's insanity. So I said, if I want a different result going into my 40s, I need to do something different. And so I said, what industry can I move into where I can still earn that residual type of style of income? I didn't understand the difference yet between passive income and residual. I was still on the pursuit of residual because that's all I knew. And the industry that I saw that was exploding was this Bitcoin cryptocurrency blockchain space. I didn't know what it was. I've heard about it for years. I first heard about Bitcoin in 2010, but I didn't have a clear understanding of it. I'm not a numbers guy, never have been. And friends of mine in 2016, I saw were making millions of dollars because they started doing network marketing opportunities in the crypto space, particularly with mining. And I was like, man, you guys are making money off of that Bitcoin stuff? So it was September, October 2016. I bought Bitcoin for the very first time. I bought 3 Bitcoin, opened up my Coinbase account, and at the time, one Bitcoin cost $640 each. I bought 3 of them. 3 months later, December has always been my most struggling month financially. From end of the year, getting ready for taxes, I have birthdays and 2 birthdays and Christmas, all that stuff. So it's always been my most taxing month financially. So I was looking for some extra money, and I was like, wait a minute, I've got these 3 Bitcoin over here, and I looked it up. Now they were worth $870 a piece. So in my mind, wow, I didn't even know nothing about this. And I just made some money. And I sold my 3 Bitcoin. Hmm. 1 year later, Bitcoin reached $20,000 a coin. 1 year later. So had I held those 3 Bitcoin for at least one more year, that would have been $60,000 worth of tokens I had my hands on that I only spent less than $2,000 to get. So in 2017, I kept seeing this rise of Bitcoin and crypto, and I said, these people are making money. So I started asking them questions. One thing about me is I love to learn, and I'm not going to jump on something that I don't understand. So I'm looking around and I'm asking these millionaires questions, and to my surprise, they couldn't answer the questions. One woman even told me, and I had a lot of respect for her, I don't know, Bitcoin just keeps going up and I'm making millions of dollars. I said, yeah, but what happens when it goes down? She couldn't answer the questions. So I said, okay, there's no educational course that was out at the time. So I went to Google and YouTube, and there was a lot of information, Google and YouTube videos. I do not advise you to do that. I had no direction. So I went to Google and YouTube. And I realized that 50% of the information that I received was wrong. The other 50% was outdated. You guys see us on Inner Circle Crypto Talk. Sometimes when we pull up an article that's 24 hours old, it is already outdated based on new information that just took place an hour before. So, but I had to learn the hard way. The only saving grace kind of in that time, the year 20 in 2017, was in April, May. I came across a trading platform that was teaching how to trade that's still around today called iCoin Pro. You might have known, you've seen James R. Davis Sr., who's also a part of E-Estate. And we both learned to trade from that system, but that system didn't teach crypto education. It taught just the basics on trading, some of that basic knowledge. And then you need to go out there and actually do it. And so that's the only type of education I kind of got at that time. And that was May. But I still didn't do my first trade until May, June, July, August, 3 months later. And when I did my first trade, it wasn't with hundreds of thousands of dollars or 50,000 or 10,000 or even 500. It was only $30. Those of you that went to Miami, I shared my story on why I only had access to $30 at that time. But I only had $30. And when I was ready to trade, it took me 24 hours because I was scared to hit the button. This is where we also learned the power of having a crypto buddy. Because I did have a partner at the time that was going through the journey with me, and we were kind of, bouncing things off of each other and pumping each other up and asking questions back and forth, and which is what led to our bigger community here of ILCA. But I'll get to that in a moment. But he already did his trade, and he was trading with a lot more money than me. And he called me up all excited because he made some money on his trade. He's like, "How much did you make?" I said, "I haven't traded yet." He was like, "What?" I said, "I was scared." And he was like, "How much are you trading with?" And I was like, $30. And he laughed his ass off at that. But he didn't fully understand that that's all I had at the time to do. This was one of my lowest financial points in my career. And this is after I had already made seven figures. I had already walked off my job. I was on the verge of having to get another job. There's a picture. I don't share it too often, but I'll share that another time of I actually was hired by a company, and the first day I was supposed to start, I did not go. I took that shirt off and threw it in the trash and went back in the house. But I took a picture with it. And Shauna Ross, she's not on here, but she was like, nah, that ain't it. And I showed her that photo. Like, hell no. But I took a chance and I took a risk. And there's a lesson in this as well. Sometimes in life, there are forks in the road, and the decision you make is going to determine the next 20 years of your life. And I had a decision. Go to work and get that steady check coming in because my family needed it desperately at the time. I had just borrowed some money from my dad to make sure I could pay some of my bills before the end of the month, or bet on myself. Stick to my beliefs, my goals, my focus on my goals never changed. Not go backward, then take a chance and fall back on my own education. Which choice do you think I took? You know, I bet on myself. So I threw that shirt in the trash and said, I'm gonna make it happen. There was no test it out and see if it will work. It was do or die. Sometimes in life, you got to get to that point where you're ready to not just risking it all, but to go for it, not play it safe. I didn't play it safe. I did my very first trade with $30. I made 3% on that trade. Now, 3% of $30 ain't a lot of money, but that's not what I was looking at. What I looked at as, what if I was trading with $10,000 and I made 3%? That's $300. What if I was able to do at least 3% a day on my own trades? That's $9,000 a month. At the time, that was well more than enough money that I needed to be self-sufficient and not have to get a job. So for the next 60, 90 days, that's what I did. I traded, and then not only did I trade, I took the money that I made from that trading and I started to invest it in other things. I started to flip it. I started to build an active portfolio. I put $700 on one project called Electronium at the time that was in pre-launch. I did that in September, the end of September, and I actually forgot about it. But I had made six figures by Christmas. I was hungry. How many of you are hungry? One thing is my hunger never satisfies or gets satiated right now. I'm still hungry, but I was hungry. There was no, I can't figure it out. I can't do it. There's nobody here to hold my hand. None of that. I fell back on my education and my training. But here's what happened next, because a little bit of that is a little bit of luck, because I also got started when Bitcoin went from $4,000 to $20,000 in 3 months. And I was able to ride that wave. And so were a lot of people. The Bitcoin high, December 17th, 2017, $20,000 a coin. That's also the very same day that the Chicago Mercantile Exchange came online and the CBOE and the institutions came in, and I was paying attention to the news. And while everybody was cheering the fact that these institutions came on board, that Bitcoin's about to go to the moon, I saw something else because I know how wealthy people think. And in their minds, you mean to tell me all the retail people, which is code word for broke people, got Bitcoin to $20,000? Now that they want to get involved, do you think they want to buy it at $20,000? They said, if this is what the poor people can do, what do you think we can do? They did the opposite and manipulated the price down. I knew Bitcoin was going to crash. Bitcoin went all the way down to $3,000. They bought the dip while everybody else was panic selling because they weren't educated. So going into 2018 in January, two things happened that really changed everything for me because I was a public at this time. I was involved in also networking in the crypto space. So I was still networking. I was just doing it in crypto, and I was starting to have a lot of success. And it was the first or second week of January. Electroneum had went live, and now Bitcoin was still pretty high. It was still coming down at this point. And Electroneum had hit 22 cents or so. And the entire community behind that project was just talking about it's going to go to the moon like Bitcoin. It's the mobile version of Bitcoin and da da da. I took my education, looked at the charts, and said, there is no way this is going $1 a coin. Inner Circle members, what did we teach the other day when we talked about how to read the charts and how to be able to tell how high a token price can actually go? I taught all of you how to do that. That's what I did. And I knew it is impossible that this token is going to reach $1. But my partner at the time, he did not invest his time in education like I did. Okay. This takes nothing from him, but he did not see what I saw. He did not know what I knew. But I listened to him. This is always term, watch who you're listening to. When I wanted to sell it at 21, 22 cents, he was like, Brandon, what are you doing now? By the summertime, this thing may be $1. He was in a position to make millions had it gone to $1 and more. I said, okay, I won. He was like, by the way, you don't need the money because at this time I was making about $1,000 a day, what, 30K a month? So I didn't need the money, but that's not the point whether I need the money or not. It's about making smart business decisions. So I didn't sell when I should have. 2 days later, I'm still watching it, and I knew it was going to continue to go down. But the community was hyping it up. They had presenters talking about how great this is going to be. We're all going to be rich, blah, blah, blah. And I knew better. And I saw it starting to drop 20 cents, 19 cents. And this was happening overnight, middle of the night. I sold at 17 cents. 17 cents. What happened? I made $60,000 in one day. More than at that time most people make a year on their job. I also learned a lesson because I've sent it to the wrong wallet. So you know how I teach you guys, you know, ever want to know why does Brendan talk about utility wallets first? Because it's trial and error. So you don't make the mistakes I made. I had to go to my Uphold account, and the moment it hit my Uphold account, the alerts went off and Uphold that went crazy. They froze my account. They sent me all this information. Where'd you get this money from? Was this from a hack? The wallet that it came from has been flagged as either a scam site or doing business with scammers because scammers were also on that project too. And so they were tracking all the wallets. So I had to go through a nightmare scenario to get my money, and I learned that lesson. But after that, I said there's a need for crypto education and knowledge. Because people were asking me, how did you know, Brandon? Because that token went all the way down to less than a half a penny. I think it's only rebounded maybe up to 2 cents. Never came back up. My friend never sold. He rode that thing all the way down. What could have been millions? Nothing. Where I made 60,000 in a day. So I started to do something else, something called crypto talk. You guys heard of those? I started doing crypto talks, and it was in the mornings, every morning. It was like my cup of coffee, early morning crypto talks. And I just streamed them on Facebook. We didn't have ILCA. I didn't have my three-course crypto. It was just no company. It was just me doing crypto talks, sharing information that I knew that was saving me because I wanted to help other people. And the information was getting so big that I started doing two, sometimes three crypto talks a day. And I started doing late night crypto talks. And I kept that going for years because it's still doing it now. What do you think this morning is? Crypto Talk, almost 10 years later. And when I started doing the crypto talks, people and companies started to approach me, and one in particular, they came up to me and said, Brandon, we're creating a company and it's going to be a network marketing company and we're looking for a product to have. Could you create educational videos, crypto education? Let's build a company based around crypto education. And then we're going to add another component to it with mining, these mining rigs called green. Some of you guys, this is when you guys entered the scene, called KGX. And so I said, okay, yeah, how are we going to do this? And they said, well, just make some courses, some basic courses. And I wasn't the only one. It was me and I think three or four other individuals that recorded some videos that turned out into be Bitcoin 101, Crypto Advance, and how to trade Bitcoin and crypto. Those were the three foundation. And that was the first company that used my crypto education. And they weren't the last. They were the first. That company made millions of dollars in 9 months off of my education. Millions of dollars. How much money do you think I made? I didn't know. I didn't know any better at the time. We started doing Bitcoin boot camps. The very first one was in Chicago. And that's where, Melanie and Sandy and Shane West and uh um oh, there's a whole list. I'll never stop naming names and people are gonna get upset with me. And I started doing Bitcoin boot camps around the country, but it also at that time, it was in the promotion of KGX, a company I did not own, I did not run, I did not control. I was an affiliate like everybody else. And I made a stupid bad deal when it came to the education side because I didn't know any better. And then other companies started asking if I could consult with them, they could white label our content, if we could do more than a University of Nigeria after COVID happened. And everybody was remote learning. And so I started doing that, but I also learned something. These companies were not actually interested in crypto education. They wanted to have a CYA and something to make them look and seem legal while they were pitching BS products and then have my education as like a front, as a cover. And I challenged them on it. I did not like it. And so I came to the point where I said, you know what, maybe I should try to provide my own education. And that's where I created the first company was called Three Course Crypto. Some of you guys might have heard of that one. And it was, had some friends. We built a website and tried to use PayPal, and we didn't have any idea on how to attach a merchant account. And our biggest thing was how do we upload the videos so that people, when they get it, they get access to it. How many of you guys remember Three Course Crypto? Type me in the chat box if you remember that. But I had bigger vision. I say it was limited to what we were able to do. And I had a grand vision of what I wanted to do by ultimately creating my own type of university. And then the metaverse came around, and we're thinking, well, what if we create something in the metaverse? And when I realized I need something bigger, I decided to put my money where my mouth is and invest. And I spent a lot of money to create something called ILCA. And Marnita was the first person that I bounced that idea off of. It was the summer of 2021. And I told her, I said, I am planning to launch a new company next year, 2022, called ILCA. I didn't know exactly how yet, what I was going to do with it. I just had an idea. And this is where, if you understand the secret laws of the universe, it's like creating something out of nothing. And I was manifesting at that time. I didn't know exactly where it was going to go, but I said I had 6 months to put it together. I went and hired a marketing firm. What I said, I spent a lot of money. Hired a marketing firm, put the branding together, and I still have my three courses, Bitcoin 101, Crypto Advance, How to Trade Bitcoin and Crypto. And January 2022, ILCA launched. What we launched with also, we started doing something called the 5 day challenge. And again, because of COVID, I wasn't able to travel around and do Bitcoin boot camps anymore. By this time, we had already been to Chicago multiple times, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Florida multiple times, Texas multiple times, Seattle, Vegas, Phoenix, London, Birmingham, Sweden. Trying to think where else I was. California. I've done Bitcoin boot camps in all these places before there was even an ILCA. So I said, since we can't do Bitcoin boot camps, let's do the 5 day challenge. This way we can actually reach more people utilizing technology. And the 5 day challenge was born. How many of you were on the very first 5 day challenge, January 2022? Type me in the chat box. We still have those recordings too. Just for laughs, I'm gonna go back and watch those, the very first ones. And so we launched it. We didn't even have memberships at the time. We just had your ability to buy the courses. We added one more course later on in that year, about 4 or 5 months later, called Internet of Things. So we had 4 courses. And then at the end of the year, I wrote 3 more: decentralized finance, NFTs. What's the fourth? I don't remember. But I wrote three more courses at the end of the year. And every year that's been a tradition that I will launch new courses for the new year because in crypto, every year there's like a new flavor of the month, flavor of the industry, that lasts, sometimes it lasts long, sometimes they're short-lived. So I think and forecast ahead of time and say, what do I think is going to be hot next year? Let me write courses about it now. So when it's hot, I'll be able to tell people, if you're trying to get into that, don't you think you need to learn about it? I got courses that's going to train you on what that actually is. That's how I come up with the lessons. And I actually get ideas from the inner circle. Like at the end of the year, I say, what courses do you guys think we should learn more about for the next year? And you guys give me some ideas. So it wasn't until, well, maybe 6 months in or more that we added memberships. So we moved the crypto talks to our membership platform. And now I figured out, you know what? I'm spending my time and energy. I might as well get paid for this. Know your value, know your worth. My value and worth personally is far more than what I'm charging for right now. Far more. But I'm for the community. I need our people to learn this stuff. I can't price you out of the education. This is literally life and death right now. Survival right now. If you understand what's going on in the world, your way out is and always has been an educated mind, because an educated mind cannot be stopped. Lack of the education, you can have many barriers put to hold you where you are. So ILCA was born 4 years ago, and I took the concept of having a crypto buddy to having a community of like-minded individuals that's able to grow and learn together, because I learn from you guys just as much as you guys are learning from me. Sometimes I make mistakes that you guys don't. I got scammed when you guys saw through the scam before I did. We did a live agent call yesterday, and in the teaching, even I can make mistakes. I made one simple mistake, but following the training, I caught that mistake too, and you guys caught it as well. Always willing to learn. So ILCA is about showing you where the river of money is flowing, teaching you what exactly it is so you understand it, and then showing you how to put you in front of it so that you can earn. See, I believe people need education, but I also know what people want. People want to make money. But how can you make something that you don't even understand what it is? Because most people think that this is money. This is not money. It's a tool. Money is energy that changes over time. Wealthy people, oh, this is going to blow some of your minds. Wealthy people do not have this. What? Brandon, wait, what'd you say? No, wealthy people do not have money. Wealthy people have assets. Hmm. Do you even know the difference? Wealthy people have access to resources that the average person doesn't even know exists. So if you don't know what money is, how do you expect that you think you're going to make more of it? Doing the same thing you've already been doing that's kept you broke. So ILCA is more than just showing you how to make money. ILCA is changing your mindset about how the world revolves and works and how you can manipulate it into your favor. That's what Ivy League Coaching Academy is all about. Now, while I do understand education is important, I know you got to put some resources in your pocket tomorrow, which is why I signed a strategic agreement with eEstate. eEstate has been the perfect platform and the only one out of all of my clients, all of the consulting I've done, all of the companies that have white labeled my education or outright hired me, eEstate is the only one that has been so sincere to say, we brought you on because we want your education. While other companies primarily wanted me to build their company and their teams and their organizations, and they just use the education as a front. This company said, we need the education. We want you to be on the board with the ARDR to help educate. I've heard that type of lip service before, but they turned around and backed it up. They backed it up. Let me give you this will be the only time I'll say this because I'm always transparent because I'm not cheap. They had to pay me. And when they paid me without a guarantee that what I was gonna do with my money. I could have just ran. I'm being cryptic here because I can't say too much. But they did some things to show how serious they were. I actually have two contracts with eEstate. One is the crypto education part, which is you guys see me do every Wednesday. That's a partnership agreement. So you might remember I said I signed a partnership agreement with eEstate. That was the first. The second one is the strategic partnership. And that's so much more into that. And I did not sign that. They gave it to me on day one, and I did not sign that. I said, before I put my name to something, I need to know who you are. So I spent months observing, watching, participating, going to Miami, meeting Mike Hamilton, seeing how the business is flowing, seeing if it follows my criteria on getting involved in something. And the inner circle knows I don't trust anything anybody says, especially top leaders or CEOs of companies. I've been around too long. They may have the best intentions today, but I know that can change in a year or two before they even realize it themselves. So it's no personal offense, but we always have to look out for us as well. So, in that, does that mean I need to be a shell and hide from any opportunity that's out there? No. I have certain guidelines. Like one, if you fail by 90%, can I still make a profit off the 10%? How long will it take me to break even and then be in profit? If I'm satisfied with those criteria, then even if it goes sideways in the future due to no fault of my own, I didn't lose anything. I've been following, how have I survived 10 years in this space with all of the crap and the scams and the rug pulls, and I still come out on top? Because I follow that rule set. There's opportunities out there that people are making a killing in right now that I refuse to be a part of because it doesn't follow my criteria. I feel at the end, you're going to lose far more than you've gained. And in some cases, some people might lose their freedom. I don't play that. So when I looked at e-estate, I said, even if it goes sideways in 2 to 3 years, it has met my goals. And for our community, there's no risk factor in the fact that you're getting paid daily and you can withdraw your profits daily. Instant gratification is what a lot of people need, and you don't have to recruit to do it. And you can get started as low as $10. Are you kidding me? Your life savings isn't $10, which, by the way, you should not be putting your life savings in anyway. So this was a perfect marriage between us two, and they are letting me be me. That part right there. The others tried to stifle me in a way. One company wanted me to be the voice of them and do public presentations for the entire North American continent, but they didn't want me to turn my camera on and they didn't want me to say my name. They just wanted my voice. Isn't that insane? They were afraid, and it really was the other leaders were afraid that if I showed my face and said my name, that people would look me up and want to join with me. I've never been afraid of competition. I've never been afraid that I'm going to lose to somebody else. But anyways, that's how it is out there. So E-Estate said flat out, we brought you here for your education. Educate them. Let them know that there's paid education that they can be a part of as well. We are going to put your site on our website. They are serious about the education. So I can't know what their internal intent is. All I know is what they are doing right now. And that's why we are where we are today. If that makes sense, type me in the chat box. How many of you want to be in a position to earn a full-time income and be there within the next 12 to 24 months in an industry that is going to go from 20 billion to 16 trillion over the next 4 years? In an industry where most people don't even know the word tokenization, which means you have a head start. An industry that is going to impact every single man, woman, and child on this planet, whether they like it or not, believe it or not, trust it or not. The first thing begins is being educated on what it is. And that is what we do. And now, after being educated on what it is, let's get you some live field experience while you're learning. How about that? Earning while you're learning. I think I'm up over $10,000 now without having to recruit anybody, whether I wake up and get out of bed or not. Now, I am building a huge agent team and part of that, but I believe that this is an opportunity, not because I think e-estate's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. It's because they positioned themselves in a $16 trillion industry with no competition, and it hasn't gone viral yet. So while many people are sitting around watching because they don't understand it, we're taking action and we're inviting you along for the ride. So I said I was going to do something different. I was actually going to do a little bit of crypto talk. I was going to cover some of the lessons or news and just to I will share screen and just go over some of the highlights because we do crypto talk Monday through Thursday, and it is the backbone of everything. It is how I learn and I keep up to date every day. So one of the headlines is a crude realization. Oil prices skyrocket as Iran's conflict appears to drag on. Do you understand what is about to happen to our economy? And that it is already too late. Even if the Iran war were to stop right now and the Strait of Hormuz were to open, it will take months for everything to get back to normal. You want to know why? I saw some ignorant person on social media say this. I don't know what you guys are all upset for. We only get 7, 8% of our oil from the Middle East. The United States, between US and Canada, has more oil reserves than everybody on the planet. We don't we can always bring prices down. No, you can't. Because you don't understand that the oil industry is a global market. Once the oil is pulled up from the ground globally, it enters the global market for sale, and the petrol is tied to the US dollar. So if there's an issue in another country way over there, it's going to impact all the prices universal. We don't have a shortage problem or a supply problem. We have a price problem. So no matter how much, just open up the strategic reserve. Again, we do not have a shortage of oil. The price will be impacted no matter how much oil you release. Here's another problem. Since the tankers are not able to deliver the oil and go back to their home port and fill it up again, all of the nations that are producing the oil, all of their storage is full, which means they have to stop production because there's nowhere to put it. So they need to wait till the supply is being moved. So production has came to a screeching halt. How long does it take for that engine to start right back up again? California, $5 plus. We're going to be glad at seeing a $5 gas price. And this, unfortunately, is already happening. We're already suffering from this. It's already been done. Are you in a position to survive what's about to happen right now? Oil prices skyrocket as Iran's conflict appears to drag on. Second, we have SEC chair aligns with Trump on need for digital asset regulation. I agree with Trump's moves when it comes to the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, and him going after the banks. I agree with that move. Next, we have today, crypto crime hits 145 billion in 2025, but is still below 1% on-chain activity. So in other words, when you hear critics claim, ah, that Bitcoin stuff is full of nothing but criminals. When Elizabeth Warren and Maxine Waters and the Democrats start running their mouths about illegal activity in the crypto space, just understand one thing, that we really are trying to go after Trump because Trump made $4 billion off of it. And so they want to try to hit him with that. And they go, well, 145 billion in criminal activity with crypto. Really? How much money has been involved in criminal activity of the US dollar through the banks? What, trillions? This illegal criminal activity that they're so scared of is less than 1% of total volume of crypto transactions. It's not even a blip. There are some banks that have more illegal activity from one branch than the entire crypto space. So it's important if you're educated, you know this so you don't get scared by them using scaremongering tactics like this. Next up, this is the last one I was going to look at today. Bitcoin slips to $68,000 as Middle East conflict and US jobs data trigger sell-off. So while we did see an initial bump in crypto earlier this week, it got to 70, what, $2,000? It has now retraced. So we're sitting at $67,000 of Bitcoin. Let's see, the market is down today 0.6%. We'll have to see what Crypto Talk Monday morning looks like. You all know Monday morning is like Christmas for me. We'll have to see what the global markets are looking like. Let's see on Friday, what did the markets close at? Let me refresh this. Hey, where's my market watch? Oh, there we go. Wow. So it closed down 453 points down. S&P and Nasdaq is down. Europe all the way down in the red. Asia, oh, a little bit of bounce back from Asia. They took a big hit earlier this week. Now they're having a little bit of a bounce back. But these are the things we kind of cover in Crypto Talk. We don't not only just look at the charts, we're also looking at geopolitics and the news. And you say, what does that have to do with crypto? Everything. The crypto markets now are not moved by normal market conditions of reading the charts. The crypto markets is following global trends from what the stock market is doing and what is going on in the world as far as wars, rumors of wars, Fed interest cuts, Donald Trump making a tweet, Elon Musk tweeting, something going down. If you don't know what's happening, you're flying blind in this space. Okay? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what ILCA is all about as our community. Two goals: educate you and show you how to get paid from that knowledge and education. Do you like those two goals? Then you're in the right place. You want to go to myilca.com, myilca.com, or get back to the person who has invited you. We have recordings of our last couple of weeks where we actually went over in detail our platform. Ms. Casa did an excellent job 2 weeks ago breaking everything down from our memberships. What's happening next is I will be doing an Inner Circle Crypto Talk Monday morning for those of you who join our Inner Circle. And tomorrow night, I'll be doing a five-figure club. And the five-figure club, one of our main themes in it, just if you guys missed last week's meeting, is that it's not about teaching you how to build a large agent organization in e-estate. It's about teaching you how to become a business and to where to put those funds that you're receiving from e-estate and have it work for you. Becoming a business and then getting business funding and getting business funding to pay for your tokenized real estate assets. There's a difference between you purchasing $100 here, 500 here, and maybe scraping up $3,000, or using the bank's money and getting $25,000 to $50,000 worth of tokenized assets, and now you have the ability to pay that right back. If you like that concept, you want to be in the five-figure club. The five-figure club is not for everybody. You have to get yourself to that point to be there. You have to be in the inner circle and you have to have at least $1,000 worth of tokenized assets. Why? Because that $1,000 pays for your inner circle every single month. So now you're getting your education for free. All right. Now, as I end, like I told you guys, oh, I got a sneak peek. Okay, Miss Casa ain't gonna like this too much, but I'm doing this anyway. I just want to show a sneak peek because it's not completely finished yet. But you guys have been seeing me making music, right? Who likes all that music? Well, we are about to drop our ILCA music site. Custom AI music packages by Brandon Ivey. How would you like to have your very own music branded to you, your business, your company, or whatever the hell you like it to be? See, right now there's only three ways to get music. One, become ILCA certified because I'll make you an album. And at the beginning, I was playing the ILCA certified music from our members. And two,
Mr. Ivy,
yes, yes.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting this. Click the home button for me, please.
Uh-oh. There's an update. Oh, you just did something. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you did. You're doing something. Okay, here. So we haven't released the site yet. It's coming. We also have a sample music so you can see the different versions. But you can get music by either hitting the ILCA certified, or two, figure out how to make it on your own. And good luck with that. Or three, you can use ILCA music and we will create it for you. You just have to pay for it. Those are your three. Now, as you guys have seen, I am now making videos. So I'm going to end by playing a video. And let me ask you guys which one. I have two videos. Would you like to see the video I played yesterday or the one I played this morning? Type it in the chat box. Which one would you guys like to see? Because not everybody was on the e-estate agent call yesterday, and then not a lot of you was here earlier this morning. Marnita says this morning. Anybody else? Would you guys like to see? The one from yesterday or the one from this morning? This morning? All right. Let me share screen. With that, I will see you guys. I hope you learned something new. As always, that's the point. We look forward to you being a member of ILCA and getting yourself plugged in. And when you do sign up, it is very important that you are paying attention to your emails. We have a complete automated system. So as soon as somebody signs up, they get an email with all the information you need. You don't know how many times we'll get, Brandon, what's the Zoom link to this? It's in your welcome email. Scroll down. Read everything. It shows you the links so that you can get plugged into all of our Telegram groups and everything. So please go back to that welcome email. If you say, I did not receive it, check your spam. And even if you still don't see it there, then you can shoot Miss Casa a message. That's right, also. All e-estate members get a discount for the first month. So if you become an inner circle, you get half off the first month. Or you can purchase all the courses and get the courses at half off. You also have the ability to become a partner with ILCA. I didn't talk about that today, but we'll spend a whole Saturday just on the partnership side too. I'll let Miss Casa handle that in maybe a couple weeks. So with that, thank you guys for being here today. I will see you guys tomorrow night, and those of you in the Five Figure Club, and we'll be back for Inner Circle Crypto Talk tomorrow, Monday morning. Have a great weekend, everybody. Brandon Ivey out. Here is the video. And let me know if you do not hear the sound, because I think I clicked it. Let me double check. Yes, I did. All right.
Yeah, she don't follow, she leaves. Ever she rises global, now the world can see. I'll see a power inside of me. The estate doors open wide. She stepped into the future with pride. Ever she rises global, hit the drum. From the struggle she overcome, from the grind to the global stage. She built new wealth in a brand new way. Walking calm but the presence loud. Didn't chase hype, she made it proud. Late night study, mindset tight. Turned education into life. From classroom screens to summit floors. She saw the system open doors. Not luck, not chance, all planned. Future wealth now in our hands. Brandon Ivey showed the lane. Marnita, Casa strength in the frame. Anthony energy, mission clear. Chante Kelly, wisdom near. Darrow Porter, hold the ground. Community power, global sound. Afro drums with the drill bass slide. She don't hope, she strategizes her while she rises global. Now the world can see. I'll see a power inside of me. E-estate doors open wide. She stepped into the future with pride. More what she rises global, hit the drum. From the struggle she overcome, from the grind to the global stage. She built new wealth in a brand new age. From belief to ownership flow, tokenized dreams start to grow. From Africa to the Caribbean tide, one rhythm, one unified ride. She ain't waiting for a door to open. She studied the system, broke the token. Structure strong, plan precise, future wealth, no roll of dice. She ain't just present, she leads the wave, creating legacy path she paved. From vision to reality's call, she stands tall for all. We rise to ILCA, dreams come true, we stay future in sight. She touched tomorrow in global life. But she rises global, hear the sound. Afro rhythm drawn from the ground, from the vision to the victory. She leaves the global legacy. She rises global.
I hope you guys like that. This is just me experimenting. They will get much better. just like I did with the music. All right, see you guys tomorrow night in the Five Figure Club. Brandon Ivey out. Bye bye.